Hey guys, I'm Randy Younger, and this is another edition of Under the Radar Presents Movie Commentaries. And tonight we are going to watch the 1999 cult classic comedy film Office Space, directed and written by Mike Judge. A classic film about the workplace and basically the mundane activities that one has to go through basically to earn a living, but more specifically, working in an office and having a boss, just basically everything we dislike about working. So this is a great film. It's funny, it's smart, it's well acted, and it's got I love it. I think it's a classic. It's definitely a cult classic, and I actually do remember seeing this in theaters in 1999. And at the time, I didn't fully appreciate it, but later on in adulthood, you definitely get a better appreciation for the humor. So with me tonight, I have three great friends and critics. We've got Mr. Chris Clemente. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Nice mic. Looks good. Sounds great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm upping it. I'm upping for your show. Randy.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Jared Albert, welcome back. Been a while.
Hello there. Thank you for having me. Good to be back.
Yeah. Excellent. And of course, Mr. Matt Roren, welcome back, sir.
How do?
Yeah. So before we start the film, guys, I just want to know, what was your first impression of Office Space, Jared?
Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters. Man, I don't want to say college. You know what? I don't want to say college was the first place I saw it, but I remember we did watch it a lot there.
Yeah. We did.
Yeah. No, great. I was a big King of the Hill fan. I'm pretty sure before I saw it, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. You quote it all the time. I think we quote it all the time. And yeah, it's great movie. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Matt Roren, what was your first impression of the film? What was your first experience?
Well, I loved it. I worked at Comac Multiplex, National Amusements Company, the year this came out. So I got the poster from the theater that I had up on my bedroom wall forever. I actually had some flair from the movie that I was looking for, but could not find today because I wanted to wear my flair.
Oh,
a nice big rectangular Office Space pin.
Nice.
But I could not find it. It's probably still at my parents' house. It's just like an instant classic. I mean, from the second it starts to an ending, I remember laughing so hard. We had an employee sneak preview of it the night before it opened, which was great because it was like they had to run all the films the night before. So they were like, oh, tell the employees they can pick a movie to watch. And it made us feel like, oh, that's great. Even though it was just like, well, we have to do this anyway. What an incentive. But no, it was great. And I remember just all of us laughing so hard at this movie. And it still lives up to that. The initial, all the jokes are so solid. Such a well-written movie. I've been a fan of Mike Judge's since Beavis and Butthead. I was a fifth grader with Beavis and Butthead t-shirts when that was new, and then pretty much have loved everything he's done since. So.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. An extensive history and appreciation. I love it.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your first take?
Oh my God. I mean, I loved it back then. I didn't watch in the theater, but I believe I owned it, or my brother owned it on DVD, and I remember watching it over and over. And as my career kind of got deeper into the corporate world, I got a new appreciation for the messages that were presented and the comedy that was presented in this film. And I watched this film not too long ago. I want to say about like a year ago, and it still holds up tremendously. Some things, as we'll see, is a little outdated, but the majority of the jokes and the feelings that we might have towards the daily grind, still exists today. And, for someone who's kind of grown in their career, it kind of speaks even in more volume than it did, back when the film first came out. So I love it. And I love Mike Judge, huge Beavis and Butthead fan back in the day. Me and my good pal Danny used to, kind of watch that in his basement constantly. And, just loving his work with Extract and Idiocracy and a little bit of Silicon Valley. He's a genius in his own right, in his own type of humor. And he produces a lot of great comedy. Yeah,
and a very unique brand of comedy. It's
absolutely
not, this is a very depressing movie if you think about it, but they do it in a way, they pull it off where it's kind of lighthearted.
Yeah, I mean it's depressing, but there's ownership at the end, so there's, he kind of gets his day, as we'll see. So it's not as depressing as living in pandemic.
And I think Mike Judge, he didn't want to do a depressing film. He didn't want to do like a Brazil type of movie, which is a great film in its own right, but very different from this, depicting all.
That is quite the comparison.
Yeah. No, that's true. Thank you, IMDb, for that one. All right, guys. So let's get this road on the show, huh?
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Indeed. All right. So everyone at home, I'm assuming you're either streaming or DVD, Blu-ray, whichever. I'm just syncing up my Amazon Prime right now.
We're all watching the 14-hour director's cut, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
On VHS.
I would.
Oh, I have mine on Laserdisc now.
Yes.
And Jared, yours is in the mail, right? It's coming from eBay.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Jared is, of course, a very big.
Speaking of, really quick.
Oh,
it's at the door.
It's
just.
Oh, do we have?
Jared,
have an unboxing?
Oh wow! Look at this.
The laser disc.
Release. Oh my god!
Yeah. That's great. Is that every episode, or is that?
No, it's like
the first season.
16 episodes. No music video, so.
Cool.
Laserdisc.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, do you just collect that, or do you actually watch?
I have a Laserdisc player.
Mine died.
Wow.
I need a new one.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I recently got into Laserdisc, and the Laserdiscs themselves are really cheap on eBay.
Yeah.
And I got a good deal for a player, actually a new player, or a hardly used one, from like 90 something. But yeah, no, it's awesome.
The only experience I have with a Laserdisc is just going over to my godfather's house. I remember watching Last of the Mohicans on Laserdisc, but I can't really compare it to DVD or Blu-ray. Like in my head, does it hold up still?
I think it's some of them are better than others, but I think I feel like it's DVD quality.
Yeah. Some of them are slightly better than the initial DVDs released of them.
Yeah.
I have Train Spotting on Laserdisc, which looks a hell of a lot better than the initial DVD pressing of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had like Reservoir Dogs and like a few of them. They just looked better on Laserdisc.
Yeah.
A lot of the Miramax ones looked better on Laserdisc. They were probably cut directly from the film.
Yeah, I have the Terminator 2 one that's like authorized by James Cameron. So that one looks really good. But like Home Alone 2 looks like shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Weird.
Yeah, I only own one. My wife is a huge Gone with the Wind fan, so I have Gone with the Wind on Laserdisc.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is it one disc or two?
It's two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty.
So not only do you have to get up to flip it, you have to get up to put the next disc in also.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
So
my Laserdisc player had an automatic flipper.
The flip, yeah.
And it only worked for maybe like 6 months.
Yeah, that's funny.
Where it would like it flip sides for you, and then like it didn't.
Randy, we should do a different episode on just physical media.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a huge Blu-ray and Steelbook fan, and I have a large collection of that. And
to be honest with you, it saves a lot of space just downloading stuff to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You know, there's something
like a collectible. You know?
Yeah.
I hear
you.
And what do you do when Skynet happens?
Right. That's what I was just gonna say. When Google officially takes over, you know, and decides to do its next thing, you know, and shut down the internet.
Yeah.
We have
you guys will be ready.
And also, ready. Amazon recently stated that the movies you own on Amazon, you don't really own. You're just borrowing from them.
That's actually a key point to that. Like, you know, you can build a nice library on Netflix, but then all of a sudden, hey, you lose it month to month, you know, you know, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lovely thought. Thanks, guys.
I do like that physical media though idea.
Yeah.
And it looks.
I can't wait till Randy comes knocking on our doors because he can't watch anything. Guys, I know you have it all.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It is getting late, so let's.
Randy's like, shut up. Let's move along.
All right. So everyone at home, I'm at 1 second in, and I see the 20th Century Fox logo. And
do you see it, or is it creeping up?
I have like a bird's eye view. Like I'm I can see. I'm looking down at the.
Me too, man.
Awesome. Then we are good to go. So I'll count down from 3, and I'll say play, and we'll hit play.
All right.
So we're going on 4 then.
Yes.
We're going on 4.
And 4 is playing.
Damn you, Sudeikis. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay.
Well, that was backwards. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no. You
thought I was going. Okay.
On the count of 3, 3, 2, 1. I don't know what to do.
You know what I mean.
20th Century Fox.
It just starts out funny.
and you know this scene, it's so true to, I mean, Long Island traffic is exactly like this. I remember going to work in the mornings and just being like, okay, and change lanes, and then the next lane, it's the worst.
Ron Livingston, everyone, Band of Brothers. We did that after this. I don't think he had much of a career before this movie, though. I don't know.
Wasn't he on Friends? Wait, that was after, or Sex in the City?
That was Jennifer Aniston you're thinking of.
No. I think of Sex in the City, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He was on Sex in the City. Right?
Yeah, maybe around this time or a little bit after.
That was after, I think.
He had a great part in a newer series on TBS, Search Party. With Ali Shaw. Yeah, he plays like a PI. He's really good.
I met him in the city a number of years ago. He was pretty cool. It was at a bar, and I was with friends, and he was very down to earth, very cool guy. The photo, though, that came, it just was very dark and blurry.
Yeah.
Just had the memory of it. And the great David Herman.
Yes.
I always envisioned this to be like a.
He may be my favorite character in the movie just because he's so absurd.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, the fact that his name is Michael Bolton is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you just call me Mike. And this movie is based on the Milton shorts.
Yeah.
This is one of the few films that is based off of a short that appeared on Saturday Night Live that is not an actual Saturday Night character. Others include Mr. Bill, short on Saturday Night Live, Bob Roberts, because I have to bring up Tim Robbins every show. Was originally a short on Saturday Night Live. And
the ambiguously gay duo.
Well, yeah.
There's no movie. Was there a movie?
That was a movie.
The Billy Crystal movie, Mr. Saturday Night, was based off a sketch.
Huh.
But yeah, it's
speaking of which, Wayne's World will be. I think I'll do Wayne's World 1 and 2 for a future commentary.
Oh, nice.
Well, we might split it up into 2 shows. So
very nice.
You have to split that up, I think.
Yeah, I know. The file would be crazy, really big. Well, yeah, he's just a very normal, average guy. You know, you could definitely relate to Ron Livingston, to Peter Gibbons.
Yes, and I think Randy and I did every day for like a year of before the pandemic started, and we were in the office.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have a cubicle, so I didn't have like privacy to just like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty accurate, pretty similar.
I also feel like this movie itself has a lot of the reason why I never like got a real adult job.
I mean, this job just looks brutal. Like, oh my God.
I don't know. It looks easy. That's a good thing.
I love the old vintage tech in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The computers and the.
Oh yeah. 1999.
Did anyone see the last season of Mandalorian where they mentioned TPS reports?
Oh no!
Wow. No, I have to watch that.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Jon Favreau.
Yep.
That's cool.
He brought TPS reports into the Star Wars universe.
Love it. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I love it.
Bill Burr, of course.
Right.
And TPS, Mike Judge has said after many queries from fans that he meant the abbreviation to stand for Test Program Set. So originally it was Test Procedure Specification, which is a set of steps used by quality assurance testers to follow in testing a given software feature. So that sounds pretty accurate to this line of work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, IMDb, for that boring bit of
reasonable volume.
Yeah. It's sad that this movie did not do so great at the box office and with critics initially.
It developed a cult following, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think Ebert gave it a thumbs up.
I think he gave it a decent yeah, he did. Decent review. I mean, it's a smart film. It's funny. It's well acted. Made $12.2 million against a $10 million production budget. But after repeated airings on Comedy Central, it sold well on home video and has become a cult film. So there you are.
Oh, most of the best cult classics were movies that bombed. So
true.
Yeah.
That's right.
True.
I always thought this was more of a realistic take on like the falling down plot of like just someone snapping.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Milton does snap.
Yeah. Right.
That's the last straw.
Where's my stapler?
That's probably the most depressing part of this movie. Poor Milton. Oh, it's heartbreaking.
There you go.
So Michael Bolton has a poster of Snoop Dogg and Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
He also has a Navy SEAL poster in his apartment in a later scene.
Really?
Oh,
Perhaps he tried out and failed, or is thinking about joining.
Does he mention Navy SEALs?
Never, not once. I don't understand that. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah. Strange.
Case of the month. So this restaurant is called Tchotchkes, which is Yiddish for like a small trinket or a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is because they have tchotchkes.
Lots of crazy crap on the walls.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all over. Just like our TGI Fridays, which I think did away with flair after negative response from this because of this movie.
Yeah.
They don't do
flair. Oh yeah, they did. They did get they absolutely did. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I never understood, was this Tchotchkes supposed to be like a breakfast place, or is this supposed to be more like a TGI Fridays where it's just like a lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it as a Fridays.
Yeah, so the coffee must be horrible there. But wait a minute, Jennifer Aniston, I thought she was. It looked like she had some French toast on her plate.
Maybe for breakfast.
Oh, damn! It just disappeared.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we have a goof?
Oh. Maybe.
Put it down magically.
Yeah.
What I like about that is that they kind of show parallels of like just hating your job in all types of industry. Doesn't matter if you're in corporate or in the restaurant business.
Well, I was more from her aspect where I worked at Friendly's a number of years. Actually, the year this came out was my first year not working at a Friendly's. It was my first job.
Yeah.
So I was there for like 5 years. So I had just come off of that job, and it's like the food industry is I would never work in it again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? That leads me to my little question I have for you guys. Worst job ever. What have you been your worst your number one worst job ever, Jared?
I'm going to sound like an asshole, but you know, I've really only had like 2 jobs in my life. Right. I was very fortunate where in, you know, high school, my parents weren't like, get a goddamn job. No, they were very cool. And I got my first job after college.
Okay. That was Playboy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
so
you gotta explain that one.
Yeah, first job ever. That's pretty cool, right?
At Playboy, yeah. What were you doing at Playboy?
A model.
Oh, nice. Okay, I was going to mention that.
I was a publicist, junior publicist.
Okay.
Yeah. It was fun. I was there for like a year and a half, and then they shut down the office and laid everyone off.
Because it went all digital, right?
It was starting to, yeah. But they just shut down their New York office. It's right across the street from Trump Tower.
No.
Nice. Chris, worst job ever? If you have one.
I've been fortunate to have good jobs, but the one sticks out. I was a junior web designer for a small agency in upstate, and I remember my director at the time they were kind of bipolar, and they would just come in and lock all the doors and put all the windows, like the tinted screens down and all the shades down, and she didn't want to have a peep of sound or any mentioning of sunlight. So like it was just completely dark, and we couldn't like speak at all. So after a year of that, I was like, I think it's time to move on.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mr. Roren?
For the most part, I've always chosen jobs in fields that I enjoy. So, Friendly's was in high school. That was like my first job. There were even elements of it I really liked, but it was definitely like the worst dealing with you. Like all retail, I've always worked. People are terrible. Mm-hmm. But people with their food are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
When it comes to like something that they're going to eat, like And kind of like I worked fountain, so also like getting bossed around by waiters and waitresses is also kind of shitty. But besides that, I've worked in record stores and movie theaters, so pretty solid.
Can't complain. Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah.
I've only been to Friendly's once, I think. It's a New York thing, I guess, right?
It's East Coast. It started in Massachusetts. It pretty much goes from Maine to, I think, maybe North Carolina, and no further.
What are they known for? Like, are they known for something? Ice cream?
Like Sundays, right? Shakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Shakes.
Yeah. Like even though that they don't have Friendly's in like the Midwest or whatever, Friendly's ice cream you can still buy in a supermarket.
Right.
Interesting.
I need to take a look and see. I'm usually hogging.
My worst job ever was probably a month at Blockbuster Video. You would think it's a lot of fun, which I thought going into it, but there was just a lot of rude customers and this ridiculous computer system, which I never really had
and they're also very demanding that you always, it's like Disney World where it's like you always have to be like the most proper and smile and like
it was annoying. I had a very rude woman once. And I forget what she said, but she was almost getting hostile, and I went back to get the manager, but eventually she apologized, so that was good. The only good thing about working at Blockbuster was walking around the shelves and like helping people with like recommendations.
Oh my god, that's like my favorite thing about when I worked at Tower Records.
If I could just do that all day,
but it gave me like little orgasms that like help people with like like they'd ask like, oh well, what do you recommend if I like this? I'm like, oh my god, you didn't just ask for the Avril Lavigne single and leave.
Okay, Matt. I
was making my O face.
Nice.
It's coming up.
Oh, here we go. We got Diedrich Bader.
Yes.
Everybody knows him from the Drew Carey Show.
The Drew Carey Show, right?
Yeah.
Also a voice on King of the Hill.
Yeah, he does a lot of voice acting these days.
Yeah, King of the Hill,
He's great. Let's see.
Yeah, no, he is.
Love that mustache.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The mullet stash.
Oh, I think we passed the introduction of Michael Bolton's name being mentioned.
Yeah.
As of October 2018, the term ass clown was officially entered in Webster's dictionary, crediting writer Mike Judge for its first use in Office Space. I don't know how valid that is.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely something I used before Office Space. I feel like because my friend
made it popular though.
My friend Mike used to say it all the time, probably in like 97, 98.
Really? I've never
and he also would use the term clown doctor, which is one of my absolute favorites. Like he's an absolute clown doctor. I'm like, I love it.
I'm picturing Pee-wee's Big Adventure, right? The dream That's funny.
I was trying to think of good films that Ron Livingston was in recently, and
he reminds me of Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights. It's kind of like the everyman, like, yeah.
But the title is escaping me. But
I think he was in a few horror movies.
he was in a really good movie that didn't get much love. Tammy.
I love how everyone in this crowd pretty much has glasses and like is it like the same hair?
Yeah.
Oh, Gary Cole's so good.
Yeah, so great.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing comes to mind, but he must have done some stuff on King of the Hill, Gary Cole.
I'm not sure. Probably.
Must have done something.
He's done a lot of voice work too. So
Gary Cole?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was Mike Brady on the Brady Bunch movies.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in
that show
Dodgeball.
Midnight Caller that was on in the 90s. And then, of course, him on The Good Wife and The Good Fight. I think he was on West Wing as well.
Yeah, and Dodgeball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the announcer with
he was in a bunch of the Frat Pack movies, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's great because he's one of those guys where it's like sometimes it's like he's the funniest guy, and then other times it's like just all drama, and it's like
also Pineapple Express, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh man, that's a movie.
Look at this up-to-date software they've got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually currently in the middle of watching the CNN 90s
nice
docuseries.
Yeah.
From 1960 to the
cool.
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And it's just, I just watched the episode on like the internet, and it's like really just took me back with like how slow everything worked, and it's like that AOL noise, man.
Yeah, it was great though.
I remember when my friend, he was sort of into computers, and he was the first one I knew that got a high-speed internet. It's like 2000, and
yeah,
it was like it blew my mind. It's like, what? It could go this quickly?
Yeah, right?
It's showtime.
Yeah. No, I can't tell you how close to home this feels. You know, back in the day.
Oh my God!
I remember like just being my original trade was in web development and web design, and you can create sites like on a floppy disk. That was like the highlight. So
yeah, you might like this. Actually, this is kind of fitting for the episode. I'm into vintage computing.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
do you still use that?
Wow.
Yeah, I use it. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Screw around with Do
you go on the internet with it, or is it just like?
Yeah. No, it's hooked up.
Wow.
I have it. I don't know if you could see. Where is it? I actually just got the monitor. I got all of it on eBay, pretty much. But yeah.
Wow, you're like a nostalgic guy, Jared.
I am.
There you go.
But look, yeah.
Wow.
It's from the 96. Captured from 96, and look at the old Comedy Central. They have a Build Michael Jackson's Baby Flash thing, and it's still up.
Yeah,
that's amazing. But isn't Flash dead?
Actually, it's Shockwave.
It's Shockwave now. Yeah. Oh my
God. Yeah.
Could you
still
go
so fantastic?
Could you go on the Space Jam website?
That is still up.
You could, yeah.
The main page is still there.
Still up there. What?
But so with Ron Livingston, his a new movie that he's in, newish movie is Tully with Charlene Theron.
Oh, that was good. Movie. That was Jason Reitman, right?
Yeah, and Diablo Coding. Yeah, yeah. Just I loved it, and he was pretty solid. He's pretty solid guy. You know, he doesn't. He has a particular
not
range.
A character actor. He's just himself, really.
Right.
Oh, and Jared, big.
Yeah.
Obviously, you and I are big Seinfeld nuts. That's the actor Franklin.
FDR.
Yeah, FDR.
Yeah.
Franklin Delano. I forget the last name. Rosinski.
Oh, I remember him from Richie Rich, right?
Yes, I think.
He's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, FDR. I forget. Yeah.
And
also, well, was FDR? Oh, yeah, he was the hot dog guy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna get a hot dog?
No. Yeah. Nah.
Oh, and she was in Seinfeld too, I think. She was a Schmoopy.
Poopy.
Wow.
Yeah. I did my homework.
It's a lot of must-see TV in this. This. But then again, it's like it was the height of like everyone's career in the '90s, so it was like everyone was in everything back then. A lot of same character actors were in every one of those shows, like Friends, Seinfeld, like.
Yeah. What year did Friends start? 96? Oh, 94?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jennifer Aniston was big when this came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was the biggest.
This was like season 6 or 7 of.
Yeah.
Friends.
So she was like the star, I guess.
She's the draw. Yeah. They're like, we only want one big name added to the cast that'll draw viewers in, but it didn't.
Did she get first billing? Do you know?
like second or third.
Second, yeah. But
It's
yeah,
like,
I'm sure all the Friends had movies come out this year, 1999, right?
well, remember what was it, the one with the monkey, Matt LeBlanc? He's a
Ed.
Yeah, well,
Ed.
That was like 95, 96.
Yeah,
I didn't see it, but I heard it was just awful.
yeah, I didn't see it either.
And I don't think LeBlanc really made much after that in terms of movies.
No, he just pretty much stuck with TV for the most part. But like, yeah, I mean, Matthew Perry had a string of films.
Yeah.
Schwimmer didn't really. Band of Brothers though, but that was a TV show.
Which one?
Schwimmer. David.
Oh, Schwimmer. Yeah, no, Schwimmer. Yeah, he was in Kissing a Fool with Jason Lee, which is like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Pallbearer. Yeah.
Of course, all of the Scream movies. And I guess Lisa Kudrow, I mean, besides Romy and Michelle, didn't really do a lot of movies.
She was Billy Crystal's wife.
Yeah. Analyze this.
That's right. Which was this year, 1999.
That is true.
Harold Ramis, right?
Oh.
Yeah, he directed that. I think Matthew Perry was just the biggest movie star of the Friends.
Yeah, well, with Almost Heroes, he did.
Oh no, maybe he's tied with Jennifer Aniston, who did a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess she did.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the only one I think that's still like doing motion pictures.
Yeah.
The rest of them don't really do anything besides like occasional TV appearances.
Oh, and Courtney Cox, of course. Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note: did you guys see the movie Cake with
Yes.
Jason?
Yeah.
I have the Blu-ray.
Oh, it's a great performance.
Yeah. Totally left field for Anderson, right?
Yeah. I think she was nominated for a couple of awards for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a good this movie's a good like commercial for hypnotherapy and how useful it can be. But, a lot of BS, but
this guy.
Wishful thinking. And apparently Ron Livingston was like very nervous in meeting Jennifer Aniston because she's a big star and she's hot. But after a while, it felt natural.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's 3 of these types of restaurants in the area. I love that.
Yeah. You have to. Applebee's, Ruby Tuesdays, TGI Fridays.
Yeah. Fuddruckers, maybe.
Mm.
Chili's.
Chili's. Yeah.
Yeah.
This actor, Richard Riehle, he was actually in a movie with Stephen Root 10 years earlier, Black Rain with Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas, yeah.
This dark detective thriller set in Japan, and they both played internal affairs officers, agents.
Interesting.
Yes, I think they were in the same scene together.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's actually not bad. It's directed by Ridley Scott, so it's got a great visual style. What, Matt? I'm sorry.
I said it's decent. You know. Yeah. I think it's one of those movies that's more visual. I think like the visual aspects of it are like top notch. Yeah. The script is okay.
Yeah. Plus, it's got a pretty good score by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, the cast and the cast they work well with the material. But
like I love Michael Douglas as a hard-boiled detective. He was perfect.
Like he was great.
Yeah. Tommy McGinley on the left, obviously from Scrubs.
Yeah.
But he's done a lot of other stuff too. He was in he played a one of Ed Harris's crazy Marines in The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
He had like maybe 2 lines. Yeah, but he's great in everything.
It's a great scene.
So many songs. I'll say a word. It must be twice as hard for you. Oh, what a great line.
What time are you at?
I don't want to pause it.
Oh, does anybody have like the time stamp? Or?
I'm at 30 minutes and 26 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I'm at 22 right now.
All right, cool.
We see Jennifer Aniston at the table.
All right.
Yep.
Yes, it's the part where he announces her flair. He quotes it, and she has no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, no, I got it. Thanks.
You know what? I actually did work a job as a greeter a number of years ago, and we were allowed to wear like buttons on our photo ID lanyard. Mm-hmm. And I had like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park on it. That was fun for me, but apparently Jennifer Aniston's character does not find it that fun.
I feel like they wouldn't allow that at this restaurant.
No.
It's not, I mean, that certain flair, like the movie flair.
I mean, she said she just grabbed a bunch of buttons out of a box, so.
Yeah,
maybe they don't care.
They don't care. They're not gonna like inspect them.
Well, they do. That guy kind of does.
He just like does like an overview, like he counts them. It's like, you need at least 15. You have 15, but don't you want more to express yourself?
I was never into buttons.
No.
I have an entire like treasure chest of buttons.
Do you?
In my room, yeah. I had people used to call me the general because one of my jackets had band buttons all like 5 by like 12 like down the. It's like
that's cool.
Nice.
I still do that stuff with my Ghostbusters suit. It's covered in different pins from different events, and yeah, I love it. My favorite one is it's Harold Ramis, 1946 to 2016. It's like a little tribute to him. So
you imagine when the button was invented, man, people must have been like flipping out. There must have been button mania all over the place. Kids running in the street with buttons. Oh my God.
I like Ike.
No, during this time I was huge into Pogs.
Oh, Pogs.
Yeah.
Pogs were my buttons.
I missed Pogs. I think I was just a bit too old for Pog.
Too old for that, yeah. No, I remember having a Pog maker. And just you get to slip. Yeah, you slipped like pictures, magazine clippings, stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you is it like a big clamp that you like clamp it down?
Clamp, and you would get these blank Pogs with like the head and adhesive, and then you would just stick it on the end. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Then,
I love
I don't want to get one now and make Pogs.
Yeah.
What were the things? The things that you throw the like
slammers, man.
Slammers.
Yeah. I still have a few lying around.
Yeah, I had mine still.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was Pogmania, I remember. Yeah, going to our local baseball card shop.
97, 98?
Mm-hmm.
Was that it?
Yeah, like
there?
Around junior high for me.
Was that around...
I was about 20.
Were Magic, the Gathering cards out around that same time?
Yeah.
I never got into Magic, no.
I did.
I started, but then kind of...
I even missed Pokemon, so...
Yeah. Pokemon, I think Pokemon was probably like our Pogs to you, Matt. Like that was like getting a little too old.
Yeah.
At least I felt like that.
Yeah, no, I'm too old for Pokemon.
Big on trading cards. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, I got
into trading cards.
Binders and binders of trading cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to collect X-Files.
Oh, nice.
Cards.
Yeah.
I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 devoted to just Marvel cards.
Oh, nice.
I was big into Marvel and DC.
To like the 70s.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I have 2 binders of Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, awesome.
And then miscellaneous stuff like Dick Tracy, Batman, the movies, Goonies, Gremlins, all that stuff. Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
Just random stuff from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I like the Batman Returns. Like
the stage ones.
Got a few.
Yeah, the glossy ones. Oh
yeah. Those are great. Upper Deck.
And
I'm pretty sure.
Man,
I'm pretty sure I bought years ago a box of Batman cards.
Oh really?
Trying to think where they are though.
Like was it Legends of Batman?
It was the hang on.
I recently bought on Amazon an unopened wax box of the Dick Tracy cards, and finally finished my collection after all these years.
Was that Topps, Matt?
Yeah, Topps.
Look at this. This is Topps.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Series, yeah.
This. Holy crap! Yeah, I totally forgot it. Holy shit!
I got pretty much
open.
Look at all these
Jared, I hope you have like home insurance, you know.
I know. I have so much like just weird shit.
Oh, nice. The posters account. Yeah.
Jared, do not chew
forgot
the
about
gum.
that.
Whatever you do, don't chew the gum.
Yeah, I did that fairly recently. And it just turned to like dust in my mouth, and it was so
like
terrible.
Glass, like it's so sharp.
Oh yeah.
A boxing video during this. Wow.
Perfect. I did not expect this. There it is. It
I
smells.
just want to put it in my mouth, but don't.
Oh, it's so tempting.
Oh, it smells still.
Good. It still smells good.
Nice.
Still smells like that. Yeah. That.
Oh, I love the smell of the.
Yeah.
And you can smell it.
Oh yes. It smells like. What do you think it smells like?
Cardboard and bubble gum. I love it.
They actually have a spray now that has that smell that people put on new cards.
Really?
Yeah, like people who make trading cards still, they're like, oh, if you want, I'll spray it with bubblegum scent.
I love it. Jared, that's actually the second wave. There was a first wave.
It is the second wave, so it's not worth.
The border is yellow on those, but the first wave is white.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had
interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at you, Andy, man.
It's not even related
Robert
to
Wool.
What did you say?
No, it's not even related to
Robert.
Office. Trivia everywhere. Oh, that was Robert Wool. I had the great honor of meeting him. That was fun. He was down to
random.
Oh, here we go. Ron Livingston going back to work.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, this here's Mike Judge, ladies and gentlemen. His only character in this.
Is that Mike Judge?
That is.
Oh my God. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm
See,
like a noob here.
I think that's intentional with the parallels here. He almost looks like Ron Livingston, not Ron Livingston. Yeah, his character a little bit.
Well, they're basically the same character.
Right. Right.
It's very funny.
Wow, I never noticed.
These are your series ones.
Series one.
Wow.
Oh, Matt, look at
those are the wow. Holy shit.
I think Matt has us beat. This is
these are some of the stadium ones that you were talking about.
Oh my God, yes.
Wow.
Are the series one the same like cardboard material?
Yeah.
Is everything the same? It's just the
the only the Batman Returns ones were like high glossy paper though.
Now, during this time, I was big into collecting Chicago Bulls cards. Big into that.
Nice.
I have a binder full of just like Michael Jordan cards specifically. Yeah.
I was never into sports memorabilia or cards or stuff like that, but it seemed like there was just so many of them.
Yeah.
Like sports.
I collected cards, but wasn't interested in sports, but I collected baseball cards, and I was like, I had every year I get the Topps full set, the Donruss, the Fleer, like.
Remember?
I wasn't.
I love collecting.
I wasn't huge into sports, but I had Chicago Bull fever. Like it was like Michael Jordan just seemed like something like nothing else.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
This guy's gonna be something.
Right.
For me, it was the baseball catch Gary Carter, and I have an entire binder full of his cards from like the late 70s up until the early 90s.
Okay.
And, he was great.
Yep.
I still have those somewhere. Yeah. Was that a sticker, Jared? That Batman?
It says it comes with a sticker, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I saw it, or I saw you have it.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, that's a sticker.
It's absolutely not stickable anymore then. Oh, no, here we go. Okay.
Nice.
Here we go.
There he is. Cute Elfman's score. Great soundtrack in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Very, very fitting. And they filmed this mostly in Texas, but it could have been filmed anywhere.
Yeah.
I think Austin.
Yeah, I think so. They didn't have Office Space trading cards, did they?
No. Sadly, then late 90s, they kind of like didn't do a lot of movie trading cards anymore. I'm trying to remember like the last big movie that I have trading cards for is probably like Batman Returns. I feel like once we hit the mid 90s, they kind of
I think the last midnight
very marketed, and it used to be any.
Oh, Lion King.
Oh, Lion King. Yeah, Disney. I think continued to do trading cards.
I think in 1995, Batman Forever, they had these like 3D jumbo cards.
Oh yeah.
I could swear there was.
I don't have any of those, but
I think there was Space Jam trading cards too. Must have been.
I have the Looney Tunes. They had I can't remember what it was called, but it was like them playing baseball with real athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I have all those.
I had these Happy Meal toys from the early 90s. It was Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny dressed as superheroes. So
Yes.
like you'd have a naked Daffy Duck, but then they'd give you this Batman shell that you snap onto it. Those were fantastic.
Those are great.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love the nuggets, the little nugget toys.
Oh yeah, with the Halloween pack with the different disguises. Oh
God. Yeah.
Wow.
I used to love them.
One had the glasses with the mustache and the arrow through the head. You're like, this is great.
Do you remember Mr. Mac Tonight?
Oh, Mac Tonight, yeah. I got him in an airplane. I got him
race car
on a jet ski.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Another great scene.
Oh,
Tetris.
My favorite. Yeah. Love Tetris.
Cheetos everywhere.
You know, when this all clears up, the pandemic and everything, we should all go to Barcade. I think
I was hoping you were going to say tchotchkes.
That too. We'll go there for dinner, and then we'll go to Barcade for drinks and some games.
Okay. As long as we go to tchotchkes.
Yes.
Or we can go to Alamo. That would be a good one too.
Oh. Or Nighthawk.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alamo will still exist.
I know.
Yeah, they might not even be
a lot of financial trouble.
Of course.
I think they said they were closing down like half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hear that. Yeah, like all theaters were like that. Like Riehle was doing that.
Yeah,
AMC,
but I mean, it's you know, it's just like for a company that like is even in the field of distributing films now. It's like that's pretty bad. It's like.
We'll see. Hopefully there'll be still a few.
I can book movies through them, you know.
I saw an official someone from Nighthawk Cinema talking about, this was a few months ago. They were thinking of doing 25% capacity. I don't know if that's happening or not. Matt, you probably would have more insight into that.
I haven't heard anything about Nighthawk reopening or anything, so I feel I don't know. Like I think it's mainly because same thing with like my theater is the fact that a lot of these small theaters don't have the money to make all the adjustments they have to make for COVID and all that. It's either time and money to be regulation to be open right now. Whereas someone like AMC easily, we're like, okay, we'll get this done. We'll open up quick, whatever, because they have money. But a lot of the indies are still working on it.
Yeah. I know some that we're trying to convert to digital. Like it's interesting just following like the film forum in the city, and they have like a digital space now, and they're like doing like almost like a Criterion collection where they're trying to do a digital screening and rental at certain times. So seems like they're still at it, so it's interesting how some are adapting to the situation.
We're still doing it we're still doing all like the at home screening stuff where it's like you're buying the virtual ticket and then watching it at home. It's cool that that's happening, and it's really like a lot of the indie companies really helping push film that way. It's great. Because I mean, if it wasn't for that, like, what would
what would we have? Right?
This makes a little bit of money.
The only experience I had recently in recent months was going to a drive-in in Flushing Meadow Park in Queens with a good friend of the show, Forrest Bennett. You guys know him. And we watched. It was a Halloween screening of the original Halloween, and what was the second film? It was a horror. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one. That was an awesome night.
Nice.
Both back to back, and it was just great getting out of the house and actually seeing a movie with other people. We're in a car. You set the radio to the frequency, the channel that the movie is playing, the audio. It was so much fun. You know,
I definitely need to do drive-in. I can't believe I haven't done one. I haven't done one since There's Something About Mary came out. So
wow,
how long ago it was?
88.
And it was before it was the last week the drive-in by me was open before they closed it.
yeah.
And I have. Oh no, that I'm wrong. I saw American Graffiti at a drive-in in Kentucky.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's
Cool.
that's
And
awesome.
that was like maybe like 8 years ago.
Yeah, that is an awesome one to see.
That was so good.
Driving. Yeah, no, I used to frequent drive-ins. I used to live up in Albany, and by Saratoga, they had a drive-in over there, Malta, I should say, and every summer, just make it part of your routine. Yeah, actually,
Awesome.
It's funny since moving away now and the pandemic set, they had some like big names come and do concerts at that Malta drive-in, like Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, and I'm like, oh my god, who would think?
All places, right?
Yeah. Like just these like Bumble F, like communities, like that's home of like 100 people. Like
it's because they're the only place to set up to do it. That's why.
Right, yeah.
I think I prefer the drive-in to an actual indoor theater.
Well, it's fun. I mean, it's an experience. I don't know if I could do it for every movie.
Me, I
like going to movies just to go to the movies. Like I wouldn't see Monster Hunter today. I had no interest in the movie, but I just wanted to go to the movies. It was the last movie I hadn't seen playing in the theater.
Yeah.
How was that, by the way?
How was it?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's a Paul W.S. Anderson movie.
Okay.
It's exactly what you would expect from it.
Alien versus Predator, right? He did that.
He did that one, right? Yeah.
First one's okay.
But he does like all just like bad CGI monster fighting movies, whatever. It was fun. It had Ron Perlman in it.
Oh, good. He's great.
So
cool. I would probably see if I were to actually go into a movie theater, it would have to be for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I think that's the one.
Waiting for it.
June 11th.
Yeah, I've seen like everything that's out right now, which is totally weird.
That's the one to risk your life.
I went to the movies 3 times last week.
Wow.
But it's great. I've been alone each time, so it's not like I'm not at risk. There's no one else here.
Yeah, having like recently watched Tenet on the small screen, I thought to myself, like, man, I would have appreciated the film so much more if it was on the big screen.
That's a type you need to see in theater.
Yeah, I
definitely.
It was the second movie I went to go see when the theaters by us reopened. That was
I'm sorry.
Number one was New Mutants, just because I've been waiting for it for like 5 years. So.
But I think all Christopher Nolan films deserve to be on the big screen.
Yeah.
That's his MO. Like they have to be. It's like a requirement.
This was the first one in a while that I had not seen on 70 millimeter. Because usually I will travel, which is weird because I'm not a huge Nolan fan. But it's like kind of just like, well, I'll go to the city and see it on how it was meant to be seen.
Yeah. No, I'm like that with Tarantino films.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Have you
road show for what was it?
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
Oh.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was so good.
Yeah. No, that was a Christmas gift for me, and I was like, that was awesome.
Jared,
have you played?
Facebook,
yeah, have you
like 2 days
have
ago.
you guys tried the Oculus?
Oh. I've heard of it. A buddy of mine owns it. I've not dived into it.
It's awesome, for gaming and stuff like that. But you could also there's an app called Big Screen VR where pretty much you could rent movies and play any movies you want, and it does have 3D capability too.
Cool.
built in, and you could change your environment. So you could like, change it to you're sitting in a movie theater watching it on a big screen, or, you could change it to you're in an apartment watching it on like a nice, 70-inch screen or something like that. And the movie theater one, you can move around in the theater too, and like, do different chairs and stuff. But it's really good. And other than the fact that, it gets uncomfortable after, you can't watch like a 2-hour movie with it. It's going to get a little uncomfortable, but it's really amazing.
So you can only watch a movie from 1984 to like 1989. Nothing 2 hours. Oh, so not old movies or not new movies.
But I could imagine like on an airplane, it'd be great.
So with 3D movies like Avatar, will it feel like you're on Pandora, like you're on the planet?
No, you'll still be like,
No, because it'll still look really fake.
It's like seeing a 3D movie in the movie theater. It'll just give you that 3D effect without having to wear the special glasses.
Just this heavy plastic thing.
It basically takes up your whole periphery, so that you can.
And it's really realistic effect.
Right.
It does. You feel like you're there, and it's great quality too.
I played a Spider-Man game on it, and you're flying through the city.
Yeah.
And at one point,
I feel like I'd just start crying.
I fell in the game, and I actually felt like I was I fell forward.
I freak out. I went on Dave and Buster's had that Jurassic Park ride.
Yes, I remember.
And I went on that, and my daughters were like laughing at me because I was freaking out because I'm like, it's too realistic for me. I don't want to be a dinosaur. I mean, come on.
It's crazy.
Those things, I don't like it.
I was never really into Skyrim, but there's a Skyrim VR port that's supposed to be absolutely amazing. That's like the gold standard in the VR, I guess, world. But you could also, there's like a Grand Theft Auto 5 mod, so you could do that too. And it's cool.
Oh, this scene. Oh my God. This has been parodied and referenced countless times.
Mm-hmm.
And the actor who plays Samir said that he actually was in New York and he met up with a couple of mafia guys, and they said that this is pretty accurate as to what they would typically do with like a snitch or whatever. But yeah,
really,
like the mafia guys. Yeah, this is
so basically just kicking the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did this at Tower. Whenever we had like a shelf that was falling apart, and we get a new one, we bring it out back and just like break it down. Like, yeah, like it always felt so good after like just dealing with the public, and then just.
And I think there's been a few fan screenings where they have they basically just they simulate this scene in the street, like after the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do they find the fax machines?
I don't know. They probably just bring it from home.
Yeah. Thrift stores, man.
Yeah.
I just bought a VCR, so.
Did you? At a thrift store?
Yeah, for $4.
Oh, nice.
It's so funny. You look online and it'll be like $80. You buy it on eBay. Go to a thrift store for $4.
They're really expensive.
There's eBay. No remote. I don't care.
Yeah. If it works, yeah.
That's hilarious. Does it have a rewinder though?
A reminder.
No, a rewinder. Yeah. Self-rewinder.
Oh yeah.
I think I still have one. One of those separate ones.
Yeah.
We used to have a VCP as well, which was a video cassette player. It didn't record. Its sole purpose was for playing.
Yeah.
Because we used it when we play a movie on it and then record it onto another.
Oh,
FBI warning.
Did you guys ever record stuff like you wanted to record the entire show, like from all seasons? Like,
yeah.
Just like every week.
Yeah.
I did like everything. I had like 14 tapes of The Simpsons because I recorded.
Yeah.
I had like maybe 6 tapes just Saved by the Bell.
Nice.
And a few years ago, I got the entire series on DVD, which was everything's there in better picture quality, and it's like all that time recording every.
Yeah.
Oh well.
See, DVD, you got it.
I got it. I do. Yeah.
See, physical media. See, you can't escape it.
But a lot of the movies I have though are screeners, so I watched them once and that's it.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Have you heard of archive.org?
Oh yeah, I use it all the time.
Yeah. The VHS archive there.
So good.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's pretty much people are archiving their old VHS tapes and just uploading them to the internet. So old commercials, old TV programs, old random stuff, newscasts. It's just a huge database of just whatever.
Is that internetarchive.com?
Yeah.
.org?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I back when I had my podcast, Randy, I would use that as a hosting site.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a lot of podcasts on there.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
yeah, I didn't know why people paid for a platform when you could just do free domain and use that.
I'm gonna look.
Also, a lot of great music on there. Like, while I'm doing my playlist for the Call Cafe CDs, I was doing one for. I did showed a documentary about a venue called the Outhouse from the Midwest in Lawrence, Kansas, in the 80s. And on that site, I found like a bunch of like demos from bands from the area and like live performances from the venue.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. When I was in Albany, they used to have a Live at 5. So during the summer, every Thursday, they would have just free bands go out. And like I remember seeing like Boys to Men for free, like Blues Traveler and what else? Chubby Checker. That was kind of cool, but like like some really cool bands, and like it's all on there. It's all on Internet Archive.
Yeah.
The stuff I would look for is a little obscure. Danny Elfman actually did a marketing campaign.
Of course, I knew you were going to say that.
No, he did. He scored a bunch of commercials for Nissan in the mid to late 90s. One of which is on YouTube, The Dream Garage, which feels like a Tim Burton film.
Yeah.
But there were other commercials that he scored, and I have been searching the internet for maybe over 10, 15 years, and I can't find those other cues. And it's it would just be an amazing suite, like a 10-minute suite of just amazing Edward Scissorhands style music. And I've been looking for that for a while.
What was it again? I'm sorry. The Danny Elfman, you said?
Yeah, Danny Elfman Nissan commercials. They're amazing. Anyway.
Look it up. Did Danny Elfman do the new theme song to Netflix?
No, that's Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Pretty damn good, actually.
When is that gonna get released?
What the Hans Zimmer opener?
Netflix.
I think it's on already for some stuff.
No, I was trying to find, but like all the new stuff is still like dun. I haven't.
Oh, that. Well, that's the opening like tone.
Yeah.
But when you start a Netflix original, I think that the Zimmer theme is at the beginning of the Netflix Studios films. I did hear it somewhere.
Yeah. I still have to catch up.
I think it was on Mank when we watched that.
Oh, it was just for that?
Was it?
Yeah, I recently watched
Mank. I've heard it on something.
Right.
I think that's the most recent original I watched.
Okay. No, I could swear I recently watched Mank. I don't remember hearing it.
I don't know.
Maybe. I have to catch up with Midnight Sky. It might be on there.
Oh, that was decent actually. If you're a George Clooney completist, you'll love it. If you know, but
is there such thing?
People out there.
When he did more films, right before I guess he had kids, he was that actor that like I would watch anything of his without even knowing what the film was all about.
Clooney?
Yeah.
He's good.
I thought the year that he created Up in the Air and The American, the American I feel is super underrated. Like not enough people talk about it. I love that movie.
Does he play like a guy on the run or a secret agent or something?
It's like his last job as an assassin before he retires in Italy. But it's so good. The visuals, I love that movie.
When it comes to Clooney, I'd say The Descendants sticks out in my mind.
Oh, that's a great. See, yep, right, like that.
Yeah,
that's like I felt like he ramped it up, and then he just that's it. He had his twins. They got married and settled down.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm a one fine day fan myself.
One fine day.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but it's pretty funny to me. Is that Michelle Pfeiffer? It's like a love story.
Yeah.
Even
I feel like
Robin.
I feel like that came out around You've Got Mail, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I think that was like 98-ish.
FOX, yeah. 97, 98.
Yeah.
Coming back to the movie.
Yes, yeah.
So funny.
We go on a lot of tangents here.
Yeah. That's the
right.
beauty of commentaries.
Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston.
There you go.
What were they in together? I know they were together in real life.
I think they were into each other.
They were. Did they ever do a movie?
I don't think they did a movie together.
Did they ever do a movie together?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He did an episode of Friends.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that sort of counts.
And recently they did a reading of Fast Times at Richmond High.
Mm.
And there was some award show where they interacted after like a bad breakup and a number of years.
Yeah.
And it was like slightly awkward, but it was pretty cool. And it's funny that their inspiration for the scam is Superman 3.
Yep.
I missed this part. I think I was talking about something else, but I always loved how the virus that they uploaded was called virus.exe.
Yeah.
Not that obvious.
Yeah.
I really need to see more David Herman.
He's good.
He's so good. He is the best part of this movie, I think.
He really is.
He's so just
like, how did he not blow up?
Yeah. I mean, okay, what, Mad TV around this time, and then after this, he just did a bunch of voice work, and he kind of does that now still.
He was a cast member of Mad TV.
Yeah. And so was Orlando Jones.
Yeah.
Was he in a previous scene? Yeah.
Yes.
Previous scene. They were in Mad TV together.
Yeah, I never really watched Mad TV.
Me neither.
Like, I'm looking back and I'm like, man,
there were a lot of people.
Really great talent on that show. Because anytime I had ever seen it, I was like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
But like I mean, the fact that both Key and Peele came from there, and like,
I never knew that either until recently.
Like, what? They were on this show together? Like,
yeah, crazy.
I'm sure those skits back then are better than what they have now on SNL. SNL these days, it's hit or miss.
Not good.
It's always been hit or miss, but
long time.
Oh, it looks like he's an investor now.
He switched careers.
Yeah. He's the founder of Juice Wireless.
Who is this?
David Herman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Juice Wireless provides mobile social networking technology and services enabling multimedia exchange and social networking aggregation.
Right. Is he on LinkedIn?
Probably. Or Monster.
He sounds like a character from Silicon Valley.
Right, he morphed into that. But oh my god. Books. He did Ernie's Guide to Golf Fitness. How staying in shape will take strokes off your game.
A golf fitness video?
Yeah.
Of course.
Have the cake.
Okay, Orlando Jones is coming up, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we... Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. I think they had a special screening for this in 2009. It was a 10th anniversary. That would have been awesome to go to. I think some of the cast and crew, Mike Judge was there and Ron Livingston. Maybe we'll do something for the 20th.
It should.
Oh, and Stephen Root had to wear contact lenses to wear these glasses because they were so thick he couldn't see through them. So he had special contact lenses on at this time.
That's cool.
Amazing.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
I love that. Best last straw.
What has Orlando Jones done recently?
Again, not much.
Yeah, I want to say Evolution was his last.
Yeah, right?
But...
It was like that.
No, I think he was
in that also.
American Gods.
Was he? I still haven't watched that yet.
I haven't watched all, but I think he's on there.
I liked him. Evolution's an underrated movie, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I love it. Because I mean, it's just space Ghostbusters. So
yeah, great score by John Powell, and of course Ivan Reitman directed.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yep, as the governor.
Yeah.
David Duchovny.
Yeah. Sort of like the Bill Murray type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I just love in movies, and he's not in enough.
I loved him on the Larry Sanders Show.
Oh, so good. Is Zoolander the hand model?
That glass, like
Pound me in the ass prison. I mean, this is around the same time, right after Oz came out. So
I was too young to watch that.
I'm still too young to watch it.
Yeah.
It's such a weird show because
Yeah.
it's like artsy and then also the most violent thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Is
kind of it's kind of like how like David Lynch does like violence, but it's like different, much different. I don't know. It's one of those things I've always, because I've only seen a few episodes. I've always been like, I should rewatch that at some point, and I just haven't gotten to that.
Yeah.
Does J.K. Simmons play like a white supremacist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he starts out as a kind of a good guy that gets thrown in jail, and then he becomes a hardened criminal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
Eesh.
I'll check it out eventually.
Chris Maloney.
Yeah, I think his character. I think he was involved in a hit and run, and he was like a wealthy kind of guy that was never in trouble, and he got thrown into this maximum security prison, and his entire
he got stuck in a time loop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Ooh.
And this actor who plays the judge was he was in Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire one.
Speaking of J. Jonah Jameson.
Aha, yes. He plays an executive at Oscorp who gets killed. Oh damn! I think we passed it. The barbecue that they all attend. That backyard was actually the same one used in Edward Scissorhands.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the best pieces of trivia.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that must have been filmed in LA, right?
Not sure, but they're both 20th Century Fox films. So.
Did I send you that picture, Randy, of like the Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah. Like, where did all those trees come from?
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jared, and thank you, Reddit.
Yeah, thank you, Reddit.
So what do you guys think of Mike Judge's other live action films? I think there's only two really. Idiocracy, which came out in 2006, and then in 2009 he came out with a similar movie to this. Actually, it's called Extract. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I rewatched both of them today. Idiocracy, it has some good themes, good ideas, but the execution kind of falls flat. The same can sort of be said for Extract, but I think Extract was a stronger film and funnier. So I don't know if you guys know those movies as well.
I haven't seen Extract since it came out. I don't really remember that much of it. I remember enjoying it, but Idiocracy I've probably watched at least 3 times since the pandemic. I get such a kick out of that movie. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Jack Shepard and it's like I just love how dumb everyone is. Like, it's quite enjoyable.
Yeah, spraying Gatorade on.
Same here. I remember liking Extract when it came out. I probably have seen it just once, but I remember really enjoying it. But Idiocracy, love it. It's just it's very timely right now, to say the least.
Macho Camacho.
Yeah, I haven't I've only seen bits and pieces of Idiocracy, and I remember not really liking it, but I need to rewatch it because
rewatch it.
Watch the whole thing. Yeah, you might get
yeah, especially I hear there's parallels with what's kind of going on now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'd like to have Terry Crews for president, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredible.
Jared, are you familiar with Extract at all?
No, not at all.
It's Jason. Yeah, it's decent. Jason Bateman pretty much plays the Ron Livingston character here, and he owns.
Mila Kunis is right in it.
It's an extract, like a flavoring extract. Company, like assembly, like company, factory, and he's kind of like miserable. He's not having, doesn't have a very good relationship with his wife. And basically he hires this con woman played by Mila Kunis. And yeah, he basically just hires this, I don't want to give away the whole plot, but it's about him just being unhappy in his marriage and the things he does.
I think you're safe, Randy. I think
he's trying to make things right with everybody. Just, I recommend it. It's definitely worthwhile for sure.
And what year was that?
09.
That would be a nice double bill for you, Jared.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Judge.
Mike Judge overload. No such thing.
I just have trading cards on my mind right now. I want to collect. I want to put them all out on my bed and put them in the sleeves of the binders. I just want to do the whole thing.
Yeah. Go on eBay. You could get sealed for cheap, like sealed stuff.
Yeah. Maybe.
You too can have packages of Superman 2 and 3 cards.
Oh, those are nice.
Wow.
Awesome. Did they do the first movie too? They had to have done, right?
Yeah, I just don't have those.
Okay.
I also remember Mad Magazine cards.
Yeah, yep. I have those.
They're all the covers.
I used to collect Cracked magazines.
Yeah.
I got both. I was one of those. I delved into both the Alfred E. Newman and the Alfred E. Newman and Sylvester P. Smythe.
Oh yes. Yes, awesome. It's just
I always loved comparing like the parodies, like because they every week you'd have the same movies parodied. And you'd be like, all right, which one did this better?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was usually always mad.
I remember the Batman Returns parody was pretty funny, pretty well illustrated.
Yeah,
good stuff. So Milton finally did it.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy, talking about eBay and stuff. I think everyone here would appreciate it. I recently got track of like an online movie bidding place, and like you can bid on props and memorabilia for movies, and
it's legit.
It's legit and stuff. And Randy, they had John Malkovich like Russian dolls where like it was like a promo material, like a promo item back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we just did the show. Like you would really.
How much?
Yeah.
That it ended on like $215 or something like that.
Which is surprising because the actual John Malkovich went for only $159.
Right. But like, and you can do stuff that's off bidding, like just like a buy it now type of
right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, you can get like original like movie posters and all that stuff. Let me see if I could find the link.
Yeah.
That's not Celebrity Authentics, is it? Because I know
what was that?
That's not Celebrity Authentics, the website.
No.
Because they do, they signed memorabilia as well.
Yeah, let me see.
I remember a few years ago before The Office. I mean, The Office was popular, but before it got mega popular, NBC had a charity online auction for pretty much. It was like 1,000 different things from The Office.
Yeah.
And like including like the receptionist table, like Pam's like
the whole thing.
Yeah, like the whole freaking thing. You had to pick it up. Like, but yeah, they had a bunch of stuff.
It's emovieposter.com.
emovieposter.
emovieposter.com.
Yeah.
Oh, and so Peter Gibbons is now working as a construction worker And I think there's a deleted scene where the foreman comes over to him, and he's basically the same type of character as Gary Cole, as Lemberg. So it's like,
that's funny.
It's like saying that no matter what job you have in life, you're always going to have the same problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a depressing but realistic take.
Yeah.
An interesting. It's a very funny conclusion.
There's going to always be the man.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And there you have it. Office Space.
Awesome.
Yeah, great movie.
Really, it really holds up,
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, careers will always be like they're the same no matter what, and it translates to pretty much any job. So,
yeah,
you're always gonna have a boss. You're always gonna be doing stuff you don't like. It's part of life.
And it's always relatable.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Unless you work for yourself, then you always hate yourself. Then I guess.
Yeah.
But cool. Great pick, Randy.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you. I mean, I love classics, nostalgia. I'm big on nostalgia. So, I mean, this isn't really from the 80s or 90s. Well, it's 99, but
yeah,
it's just a great movie, and I thought it would be perfect for all of us to just talk about. It's just one of those.
It's over 20 years.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's so weird. It's like, yes, I was 21 when it came out. I actually, the other day, got carded at 7-Eleven buying cigarettes for my ex-wife. When I was picking up the kids, I asked if she needed anything. She asked for cigarettes, and the guy at the counter didn't believe I was 42. He looked. He's like 1978. No, and and I was like blushing, like, come on. I hadn't felt like that since I was a wee babe.
Yes.
Well, you're young at heart, you look like you're in your early to mid 30s. So that's Flattery will get you everywhere.
I remember being at a TJF's with my family, and my father, who was probably turned 60 at the time, he got carded.
That was the guy serious when he asked?
I think for some franchises, it's just policy. You just gotta ask.
You have to
just cover your basis.
It's like when I worked at Utopia to enter the adult room and the head shop. It was basically like we were told, like, anyone who may possibly be 30 or under, you have to ask, and it was like,
right.
Okay,
right. Yeah, my father never lived it down. That to this day, he was like, "I got carded."
Good for him. That's awesome. That's cool. That'll make your day.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I got carded, man. Oh, you know what? I stand corrected. I get carded often because I do Drizzly because of the pandemic. So I get my booze delivered, and I have to show them my ID all the time. So it's a great feeling all the time.
They're carrying the booze with them before they card you.
It's just like I think they actually scan the ID. Like, it's part of a database.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of carding and Mike Judge, when I worked at Utopia, a kid handed me an ID once, and I looked at the name. The name on his fake ID was Rusty Shackelford.
Oh, awesome!
Now, anyone in King of the Hill, that's the name on Dale Gribble's fake ID.
Yeah,
is Rusty Shackelford. So I looked at the kid and I just started like laughing hysterically, and I'm like, this is great. but you are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Put a fake ID name. It'd be like McLovin on a fucking.
Right.
It's like sure, like that. Superbad's way more, in culture than King of the Hill. But I was like,
funny.
Oh my god, you have a fake ID that has Rusty Shackelford written on it.
I use Rusty Shackelford as my alias all the time. I have it as my Panera Bread pickup name.
I love it. Rusty Shackelford. So good.
Such a great show. Have you watched his Dale's the Real Dale his YouTube videos?
Oh.
He acts as Dale, and he's just a crazy, there's like lights going on in the background, he's smoking weed, he's playing on the piano, and he has like it's really good. Check it out.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Nice. So guys,
why can't I remember his name right now? Which is I forget. Damn it.
Guys, what was it like revisiting this movie? I mean, I think this is like a once a year type of viewing for me. I don't know about you, Jared. How is this, revisiting this classic for you?
Yeah, no, it's always good. Always good. It's an easy watch.
Yeah,
I suppose. I guess I'll see it on Comedy Central in a few months.
Yeah, it was about 5 months or so ago. Yeah. I watched it. I was dropping off my kids at my ex's house, and it was playing on Comedy Central, and her boyfriend was watching it, and I just like sat down and I was like, we're just gonna sit down and watch this movie because it's on, and I'm like, I can't not watch it, so I'm like, I'll stay for a little while and watch it. So
nice.
After watching this, for some strange reason, I have like the urge to go on eBay and get trading cards. And, like, I don't know why.
Right.
I haven't felt this way in past viewings of Office Space.
Yeah.
It's it's great. It's I wouldn't, for me, I don't see it religiously like once a year. For me, like that's like Groundhog Day. That's my go-to every year. But this, it's
on National Office Day.
Yeah, just put this on National Office Day. It's great, but like Matt, like if it's on, like I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, there's certain movies that it's like if it's on, you get sucked into one. I mean, there's a handful of movies that like you just have to. One of those for me is You've Got Mail. I have to watch it anytime it's on. If I'm like in it, like walking past a department store and it's on in the window, I gotta stay there the whole time.
Yeah, that is too funny. I love how you say that proudly. Like it's not even it's not even a guilty pleasure. It's like, of course.
I mean, I don't feel guilty. I love that movie.
It is a good movie. It is a good movie.
Made me think of so this guy I know, he's in the early stages of planning this year's Tom Hanks Day, which is usually the 1st of April. But I think this year will be virtual as well. So yeah, I'm just a little heads up on that. I may be involved, or I may do my own thing. I don't know yet. But
talking about Tom Hanks, I can't wait for that new movie.
News of the World.
News of the World. Yeah.
I saw it last week. Loved it.
Oh, you did?
Oh, did you?
Oh, cool.
Good, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was only in theaters. It wasn't streaming anywhere. I think
it will be though, right?
It's coming to Netflix on the 17th.
Yeah. I can't, like, he hasn't done a Western, right? Is this his first Western?
Yeah, I think so.
Aside from playing Woody on
yeah, right. Aside from playing a cowboy.
The live action.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I love Paul Greengrass, and I loved Captain Phillips. Yeah.
Yep.
So cool. I'm in. It's funny because doing like in 2019, doing the anticipated list of 2020, that made my anticipation list. So now I'm like, oh, that did come out.
Anything that was on my list still hasn't come out yet, pretty much.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, like, and it's like we have to wait. I mean, it's crazy. We have to wait like till 2021 for like even stuff like Candyman, where it's like, damn, that was like supposed to be out like 6 months ago. It's like, like that. It's like Black Widow, where it's like we're waiting so long for all these movies.
Or James Bond,
Oh, James Bond, aka the last movie I had tickets for. I actually had bought tickets in advance to go see it, and then it was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I heard that.
News of the World. Actually, it's still a 2020 movie. It came out Christmas.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah.
Technically, it's still 2020.
Yeah. Wearing
like limited release. That's how you saw. You saw it.
I hate when they do that. Yeah. Just to kind of sneak it into award season. Right?
Like, well, Tom Hanks has to be nominated for something.
Right. He's the new Meryl Streep.
Oh, I forgot. Well, you also had that that Apple TV movie.
Greyhound. Meh. That's a meh.
Oh, wow. Didn't he write that? Yeah.
I think he just started and produced it.
No, I'm pretty sure he wrote it too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, it was mostly special effects and gunfire, so yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like Sucker Punch, like just the visual, like
visually
looking at the trailer.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. What was on? On the Rocks. I enjoyed. Apple Plus has to kind of get up to speed with everyone else.
Yeah, it's like they don't. Their original content is like, oh well, we have this, and people are like, what is that? They don't promote it enough.
Right.
I mean, the main reason I got Apple Plus was for the Beastie Boys documentary.
Same here. Same here.
Fantastic, and it's literally like that. And rewatching Wolfwalkers are the only things I've watched on it.
Yeah.
Man, did we review that together?
We did. Yeah. And then my kids, and it was funny because like my kids were like really wanted to see it, and then like I didn't tell them that I already saw it for a while, and then like I was like, all right, I already saw the movie, and then they were like jealous.
I'll tell you, with all the streaming services, I think HBO Max is my favorite.
It's incredible.
They've got
it's got so much. I actually just signed up for the AMC Plus because it also has like Shudder and some other things on it. So
is that the same through HBO Max? Can you also get TCM? Is that maybe another? Because I love the old the old time.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Because I went through in the beginning of the pandemic, I went through a little splurge of 70s movies. So like I was watching like the Conversation and nice. Dog Day Afternoon. Yeah. Classics. Yeah, which Dog Day Afternoon I only saw in parts. And I'm like, you know what? And like when we used to go to the theaters, I love to watch like classics on the theaters when they came out in certain times. So like that I was kind of like saving, but I'm like, well, it's not going to be anytime soon. So like, let me watch it. But oh man, it's
that and Straw Dogs are like two of my favorite films.
Awesome. Hoffman or Pacino are in the 70s is like
yeah. I mean,
Kramer versus Kramer is just that's a great one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to dive more into like Sidney Lumet movies like Serpico, and
I gotta go deeper. Further back. I want to do like maybe 30s, 40s, like film noir, anything Humphrey Bogart, Hitchcock.
I've done a handful of those. It's like I always consider like doing the full Hitchcock. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah,
I need to do that too. You're going full Hitchcock.
We'll see. Maybe we'll make an episode.
Yeah. No, I can reminisce about old times. Like when this is over, I suggested this to you, Randy, but there's a great old vaudeville theater that still exists today. They went through some troubling times during the pandemic, but Proctor's in Schenectady, New York, and they have a newer theater, and they show like recurring classics there. And for a while, they did all of AFI's top 100 all on the big screen, and you would get a pass, and every weekend, or that you could just watch, and that was cool.
Did they do double features, triple features?
Yeah, and they would do like midnight shows, and they like I think I mentioned to you, like, I know how you love to do in Nighthawk the tunes and booze thing.
Yeah.
Like they had that there. So like, yeah.
A lot of fun. If you guys don't know, at the Nighthawk Cinema in Brooklyn, they occasionally do something Spoons, Tunes, and Booze.
Yep.
Where basically it could be either an 11 a.m. screening or a midnight screening where they show just like random clips of 80s, 90s cartoon shows. And they have a cereal bar where you can have as much cereal as you want. You could also order like a cereal cocktail. I don't know. Yeah, it's something. It's like a White Russian with like cocoa pebbles in it or something. It's a lot of fun, and I think you guys
milk and vodka.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's it's like a white the White Russian with cereal in it.
Yeah.
Let's open up. We should all go.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so I tried to, but HBO Max is kind of like filling that void right now. So they have a great, and they're a Warner company. So like next year now, Warner's whole echelon of movies that are being released this year is going out HBO Max, like Wonder Woman.
Right. Exciting stuff. But right now I'm maybe in the next day or two I'm going to be going into Cobra Kai on Netflix season 3. But
I like Cobra Kai. I don't love it. It doesn't have binge watchiness for me, at least. Like, you can watch a lot and then for me at least, I just get tired of it. So I have to kind of take a break and like go back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's an acquired taste, I guess, but I just love the characters.
No, it's good stuff, and it's good just to have on and kind of have a good laugh. But for me, it's hard to like binge watch all of it.
Jared, are you a Cobra Kai guy?
No, I was never a fan of the Karate Kid either.
Yeah, this is better.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. It's just it never like appealed to me. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I saw it with friends and stuff. It's just I was just never like really that into it.
I like the video game on Nintendo because it was like catching the flies was hard. But like the movies, I never cared for.
Oh wow! I didn't know they translated that to the video game.
Oh, the Nintendo game was great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about the animated series? Wasn't there one in like the late?
I actually did not know that existed.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I think it's Daniel LaRusso just like fighting criminals. Very silly. All right, guys. I want to thank you. This was amazing. The movie's great, and it was a lot of fun just revisiting it with you guys. So, Jared, Matt, Chris, you guys are always welcome on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Hope to have you back on soon. So
yes.
Everyone watching at home, thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm Randy Unger. This has been Under the Radar presents Movie Commentaries. We'll see you next time. Take care.